We're back.
Well, we're back. This is backlog number 6, and I had a lot of things prepared for today, and I already went blank.
Damn.
You were talking about TikTok. That's what got me distracted.
Yeah, sorry.
And I guess we'll start on that, man. It has nothing to do with gaming, but it does provide a lot of our information for gaming.
It does. It's ascending to a almost a search engine app, because I don't want to rely on TikTok, especially of all things, where it's just like the most dumbed down, refined version of a 5 to 10 second video. But I've even done it for cooking recipes. It's not how you learn how to cook, but like if I need to learn how to do something, it's got to be fucking quick.
Reddit's kind of like that too. Reddit's becoming a very popular search.
It is and it isn't. I try to use Reddit. Reddit is good if you want the full scoop in the details. This is what it is, and then you have continuous feedback from multiple people. I
kind of use Reddit as like a fact checker too.
Yes,
because it's just the popularity amongst the people is actually kind of validating what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah, 100 people say
kind
the same thing.
Kind of like a Wikipedia, yeah.
It's like a grain of salt. You don't want to fully invest into the common denominator opinions.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to waste your time with the one-off opinions that are so like.
Unless you want to, then you can kind of scroll down and deep dive if you want a little bit further.
But TikTok, gaming, those are really infused. How I'm getting some of my news. Like today, I was showing Kelvin, your son, my nephew, this new update on Fortnite, the Call of Duty one. And I either showed him a TikTok or YouTube video, but I just needed in and out. I told him about it. He understood it. He just needed more visual visual pictures to put it together.
Kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah, but other than that, I just needed like 10 seconds of a video. And I was like, cool, I'm in and out. We're past the idea. We're on to a new one. We started talking about other stuff.
So the search engine in TikTok's actually pretty powerful then.
Yeah.
It's like up there with Google.
Yes. Algorithms, like it's doing that.
I mean, the big thing is Google. I mean, TikTok was getting a lot of heat for taking information, right? That was kind of the whole thing.
Being Chinese. I've also, like, foreign country getting my information. Yes. What are you doing with it? How are you selling my data? I'm pretty sure I'm agreeing to something. I'm almost not okay with it getting sold without my disclosure or known disclosure, because I'm just going to check the box and say, yes, download the app.
So are you the one that told me about Walmart? Walmart has been in the works of purchasing Vizio, and everybody thought that it was because they've already sold Vizios. It'd be like a great leverage.
CRT. I know you were talking about how Vizio was such a underrated brand when it was at Walmart, and it started climbing up.
Yeah, I
didn't know anything.
Vizio's always been pretty decent. You can get through. You can get by on it if you need. I mean, now I think you have other better options like what is it, TCL and
your TV.
Yeah, which I was about
to ask, did TCL also do that climb of being a generic off-brand TV to like, okay, the manufacturing process is getting down.
Yeah, and I think they just elevated in quality and in convenience.
This is our premium version TV, because that's what Sony's approach was to the TV market. They said, fuck all of the cheap TVs. We are going into the premium market, and we are marketing and marking up our TVs to the premium value. That's why that Bravia is like, what, $5,000 around there? And then the Samsungs, I forgot what brand they are. That's how premium Sony is. I know their brand versus Samsung's. And Samsung's is a $3,000, maybe $2,000 if you could find it at the right price for a 75 or an 80. I think 75.
I think TCL thrives on the spec sheets. Like that's what they focus on right now, because when you compare them side by side, that's where you get your best bang for buck. But Sony, some of their TVs, I'm sure that they have like high-end TVs that aren't. It's hard to measure.
Yes, they have the Apple effect where the numbers don't really mean anything, but the output does. Like you've seen an Apple product versus a Windows product. Sometimes a Windows product looks good, But something about Apple's refinement, they just got it down.
Yeah.
And everything on the spec sheet.
They're not going to tell you.
No, exactly.
Why are we going to tell you how to measure?
Yeah, I'm going to give you
the
some
specialty,
fluffed up numbers for marketing, but I'm not going to tell you the secret sauce.
Yeah.
Or you don't need to know the secret sauce because it looks that damn good. Their thing was they had, they have the technology when they need it and it's refined. And then Windows is throwing everything at you, but you have to pay for it. And Apple, you're still paying for it.
Yeah.
But that Bravia TV, what was the whole point of that?
Went off tangent. I don't know, man. I noticed
TV technology.
You're getting a lot of blue in your face.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. I felt the blue.
You felt the blue?
Yeah.
All right. Fuck it.
Landmine. All right. So TikTok, gaming, it's in there. Search engine.
Yeah.
Gaming.
TCL,
news.
by the way, is a pretty good quality TV for anybody who's looking to get a higher end TV. If you're looking to get PS5. Series X, if you're looking to upscale your TV quality and you have an old shitty Sony TV like I had, TCL bang for buck seems to be the way to go. And of course you need to get knowledgeable on like your the backlit system and what is it, like hertz frame rate and stuff like that. Just as long as you have like a decent quality to match your console, you should be all right. I mean, this TV that we're using now is pretty good. And it's the same one you have, right? Or similar?
Which one's the TCO?
Do you have a TCO?
No, that's CRT.
Oh, okay.
He has the TC. Y'all have the same TV. I think you bought yours cheaper though, like a grand cheaper or something like that.
Not a grand. It was like maybe $100 cheaper.
Oh, okay. You were telling him to go return it and get $100 off the new one. I was like, oh, he's got to put it in the box, the packaging. Yeah, just fuck the $100.
I would have at least tried to call and be like, hey man, like I just bought this TV. You just marked it down. Can you split me the difference?
Oh no, you already buy it. I sell TV. It's gone.
Amazon's been pretty cool as long as you don't abuse it. I know that they have they got to have an algorithm or something because I had bought 2 shirts, one large, one XL, because I never know which shirt's gonna fit. And then You're
always making them pay for the return shipping.
So I was gonna return it, and they're like, "Nah, keep it." You know.
That's what happened to Mom's shoes.
As long as you don't abuse it, yes. Because it's just they're gonna have to well, what do I do with this now? I gotta put it.
Yeah,
third party seller.
What are they gonna? You're gonna lose so much money returning it.
They make so much money just on the initial purchase already.
Like those are $5 shoes that you bought for $50.
Right.
And you want me to pay a $15 shipping fee to get it back, and then it's used and I have to mark it down? I lost so much money. No, cut your loss. Amazon's
got that system down when it comes to the shipping process. They have it very calculated to how much money they're going to make, and if it exceeds that, then forget it. But if you're the type of person that returns very often, I believe I read something about they flag you, and so they're like, nah, you are going to return it. I don't care if it's a pen or a pencil, but
no more freebies for you.
Have you noticed that Amazon also doesn't sell you one of anything if it's like a cheap item? Like if it's a pencil or a pen, or you just need that one little thing, a USB cable, it'll sell you like a pack of 12. And you're like, I don't want 12. That's why I was giving them out to everybody.
We're mass marketing this. You want 12. Yeah. Our warehouse is filled with 20,000 of them that we need to get rid of.
But their return is kind of what I'm getting at. Like they're not going to give you one of anything because it's not worth the money. You have to purchase a minimum of something threshold so that they can make some money off of it.
I remember I mentioned it maybe a week or two ago. That GameCube controller from Nixie. Remember I told you I was returning it?
The Chinese controller.
Yes. I assumed, I was like, I opened this damn thing. I knew what it took to go in, each fucking screw, open the casing, get the fucking board, pull out every cable that's tied to the board, and then get to the little fucking part I can't
believe you did that.
I was like, what's wrong? This is a good controller. What is making this thing click? Literally, because it was a clicky button.
Yeah.
And then once I got to it, I was like, oh, there's no fucking way you're going to repair that. That is so much work for this little piece of plate that fucking broke.
Yeah.
Put it all back together. I went to Mom and Dad's. I was writing up the email because I had to do something. I had to pick up something or drop something off. And I was explaining to Dad that I was like, there's no fucking way they're going to make me return this. Because what are they going to fucking do with it? It's a fucked up controller. It doesn't work. Someone has to go in and fix it. It's already going to China.
Yeah.
Chinese labor. Plus this, it's an $80 controller.
The expensive part wasn't the making of the controller. It was the design of it. And they've already made it. And at this point, like, they're making them for cents on the dollar. You know, like, whatever. Here you go. But isn't that amazing how today... Oh, man, what was I buying? And
Crazy.
I was just... I think it was some kind of plastic... it was a storage container. And I was just thinking the factory that makes them... Probably got this giant press. It's got this plastic sheet, presses it, molds it, makes another one, and they're making millions of these things a day. And we're like, man, imagine if you try to make this container yourself.
Fuck no.
It'd be hell of expensive. Yes. And the controller is kind of the same way. Like it's just getting pressed a million times. It's the first one that costs a lot.
Yes, exactly. It's once you exceed 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. Yeah, fuck that. I've made so many. I've made my profit.
Yeah.
Which I hate to bring up work. We're scrapping like thousands to $10,000s of dollars of steel and labor because it's not worth it. There's a process where you're like
beyond economical repair kind of thing.
And then people are like kind of tweaking like, no, we got to save this material. We got to repurpose it. I was like, fucking hell, tell me. Because we've done it before. Or we've tried to, or we've explored that option. And the amount of people you put on this to do that, you've already lost. Like, as soon as you put two people to it, it took one person to do it.
That's why I couldn't. I have a difficulty in my mind, like getting into hobbies as anything more than a passion. Like if I want to do it as a form of income,
it's not worth it.
I did when I started leatherwork. It was just tooling. I was just kind of having fun getting in it, and I was like, dude. Like I would like to make you a piece and sell it to you, but it's just not even worth it. Like
no,
if I charge you $20, I'm like, that was nothing for me. Like that doesn't do anything for the time I put into this.
Fuck no.
Modding is the same way. I got into that and I was like, man, like
this sucks.
You gotta, if you've never done it before, you got to do some research. You got to like dive into it for a couple hours on your own time, and then you got to open it up. And you got to take your time, and you got to be patient because you can damage something, which is something we've all done, right?
And then sometimes it's different from where you see on the video, or you don't have enough information.
Remember the TV?
I was just about to reference that fucking bitch. That thing. I was like, oh yeah, you could just take out those resistors and replace them, and then I mean, you get the sheet, you get the plan, and then you do it.
You were adamant about that TV. So for people who don't know, we were entering PVM territory, and that's a professional video monitor that puts out higher quality, better resolution for 240p stuff.
Back then, it was the broadcast standard. It is what costs now $10,000s, $100,000 for a monitor for your professional editing and viewing.
So it's something similar to one of these guys right here, and I think it was putting out like a red tint. And so we thought, like, well, I think actually we had a difference in opinion. I was like, fucking return it, sell it, scrap it. But you were like, nah,
come on, I finally got one.
We can do this.
Yes.
And I was like, all right, well, shit, man. Well, you're going to have to order the parts. And I was kind of trying to give you a rundown. Like,
literally,
this,
a year ago, because it was that Christmas break.
Yeah.
That I was like, all right, you want to help? And you weren't excited about it. And I was like, I'm just going to bring it over and we're going to work on it. Oh, fucked it up.
We tried, but we didn't realize that in these capacitors, especially the Sony ones, they tend to bend them out. So when you remove the solder, you have to bend them back in, or else when you pull them, you can rip the contacts on the board. And then once you damage those, I guess you have to go back and try to fix those rings or those contacts.
Yeah, you have to re-soldered.
And we did maybe like 20 capacitors. So we have no idea which ones are damaged. So first of all, you have to go find these little capacitors. And it's a board like about this big, and it's got hundreds of capacitors and components in there.
It's funny, that fucking board's in my car right now.
Oh, you picked it up. You picked it up. I thought you had it in your garage or something.
It is in my garage. The TV itself is in the garage. The board is in my car because I was fucking lazy. And I was like, I got the TV down. Fuck it. The board stays in the car. Mom tried to help me when she was moving. It was in the Honda. The car broke down. Switch cars. I had all my stuff in our parents' car. Anyways, she tried to pick it up. She's like, "Oh, fuck that! The pins on the bottom." They started. She's like, "Oh, I'm pissed off. You do that one."
Hey, so that was around the same time that it was Christmas time, and we had Mom and I bought you, or Mom bought you, Fire Emblem for the GameCube.
$200, and you know how much hours I put into it? Maybe 1 hour at most. Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn.
I feel like even a game like that, even though if you don't put a dent on it, like
it's good to have.
It's just good to have,
dude.
It's not an item that you can purchase frequently. It's kind of a.
Every time I revisited the damn fucking sword, that thing kept climbing up and up and up.
Oh really?
Yes, it was like 150. I was like, that's ridiculous. The next week, 170.
I think we did get it at a pretty good deal.
We did, but also I feel like the market's coming back down.
Oh yeah. Oh well, that's
stagnant.
That's a pretty good topic right there.
Market.
About a year ago, is kind of when we really got heavy into retro gaming. Maybe it was the demand, and maybe because the prices were climbing, it got a lot of. You had this
FOMO.
Fear, of missing out, and you were like, all right, well, shit, I better jump on it, or else I'm gonna miss it. And now the economy's kind of slowed down, and actually the economy's been slowing down for a long time. But the gaming industry is kind of like it's got a long lag before you start to feel it, and you're starting to see it now because games that were normally going for, let's say, $50 are now going for like $35, $30. So that's a big difference. Some games have held their value, but it's usually it's kind of like just the top dogs,
the
only.
goats, the guys that deserve it.
Yeah,
the Super Metroids. I feel like Super Metroid just stayed.
Some of them, Metroid for GameCube.
That went down.
Yeah, that went down hard.
Super Metroid.
I guess because the remaster. Which, that's another thing. Maybe you have some insight on this. Sometimes a remaster tanks the original. Sometimes, maybe if it was like unheard of, a remaster just like catapults the game, and you're like, oh fuck, now I can't get it.
I'm at that like, who the fuck knows at this point?
Okay.
I'm almost like. How's the market gonna fucking jump? I don't fucking know. There's so many fucking factors. Like the Metroid remaster, I understand why it tanks the GameCube version because it takes away value from the original. The original is doing great. You can still go back.
Yeah.
But it's only until you play it afterwards you're like, I don't need to go back and play it. I always recommend. Don't get me wrong. Here's the thing, if I recommend one, go with the newer one. In so many cases, I can't make that recommendation because you lose something from the original.
Yeah.
But the cons outweigh the benefits outweigh the cons.
Wild Guns, that's another good one.
That one's a new game. If you play both, they're.
Is it? I thought it was the same, just like really cleaned up.
Almost like a remake version.
Yeah, because I saw a lot of elements that were similar, but
similar, but
I guess they did change it up.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They added stuff. They added life of quality changes to where I don't know why that value stayed with the Super Nintendo. It's what, a $200 game.
I think in that case it was rarity.
Yeah, that's something different. That's like they didn't print enough. Like, yeah, the new one's better. You might as well play that one, but this is a rare Super Nintendo game.
A game that reminds me of is Sunset Riders, and that's a game that I don't even know how the hell we acquired it. We just got it.
Dad just got it.
I don't remember where, like at what time. And I remember it. It's always been a great game. But when I found out that game was going for like $150, maybe 200, somewhere around there, man, I was like, damn, I'm glad I got that game. Not all your games in your collection go up, but your GameCube games.
My Eternal Darkness that you got for like $15 on sale. Yeah, that was with the 5 stickers. Then? I was like 13. I was 12. I was still scared of things like that. I wanted Mario Kart Double Dash. I remember.
I was like 20 then? No,
you're 18, 17. You're still at the house.
Okay.
So you didn't leave yet.
I remember those were the days of going to GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
And those were also the days when a exclusive game would come out, and people were waiting in line for it.
Fuck. I'm thinking like,
But
fuck that.
Nobody had a lot of money then. Like that wasn't our. We didn't have jobs or anything. It's
Yeah,
like whatever you earned from McDonald's, and it was like.
Who had enough money to go buy this shit on a regular basis?
I don't even know. I think I was just like, what's a good game for GameCube? It was kind of one of those, and he was like, try this one out. And I just couldn't comprehend it at the time. I'm like, okay, whatever. Still to this day, I haven't even like played that game.
I thought we tried.
I think we did, but I didn't really like. We didn't sink into it like most games. I mean, maybe it'd be worth going back today, but
so Miranda, my girlfriend, wanted to play a horror game or something scary. I was like, oh, I just got this fucking Eternal Darkness game or rediscovered it. Let's play it. Fuck, it was so boring. It is so boring.
But I know people. Is it one of those like once you get past the boring part, it gets good?
Maybe. That's why I hear.
You've never gone like further into it?
No, I tried to, and I'm like, dude, what am I fucking doing? I'm just going room to room and investigating. I have to fucking read all this fucking dialogue, all this text. Maybe back then.
I do remember being kind of weird. Like it was kind of creepy. It is GameCube.
Hideo Kojima weird. Like it is fucking with you. Third person or what do you call it? Fourth wall ish. Mm-hmm. Like it'll get to you. Okay. It'll trip you out.
That's what I heard. I think that it's hard to tell whether you're like I can't even describe it. Whether you're like in the gameplay or whether you're dreaming or something like that.
Yeah, you don't know what you're doing, and you're like, oh, am I playing the game? This is what I signed up for. Fucking, I just wanted fucking Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube, and you got me Eternal Darkness.
And you were like 10? Here you go. Here's a horror game.
13. Rated M. Well, I played GTA 3 before.
Here you go, little bro.
The fuck is this? Murder, death.
GTA 3, man. That was a fucking badass game at the time that we played recently today. I was like, fuck, that shit sucks.
Sucks dick.
I do want to go back and give it another chance too.
The first memory that comes to mind is getting the tank cheat code, spawning it in, and then firing it behind you to get the boost while you're just fucking ramming through everything.
I remember the fire truck, the cheat code, and then like driving backwards with the water hose facing
boost
to boost you.
Okay, you're doing the same shit with a fire truck.
Prostitutes. I thought that was like, what the fuck is this?
Why is the car bouncing and I'm getting armor? I'm getting extra health.
That was probably one of the first explicit games that was like at that level. It was open world. You could kill anybody. You were part of the mafia. You were running over people, which wasn't brand new entirely. Mm-hmm. But when they took Grand Theft Auto and they made it 3D, that's when it became a little bit more realistic. And I do remember people talking about like, oh, should you allow your kids to play? That was like, to me, one of the first games. Should you allow your kids to play this game?
Which, if you go back to GTA 1 and 2, I mean, you're still doing the fucking same thing.
Yeah, but it's 2D and you can't really see what's going on. But now it gets 3D, you can see the car shaking.
I know, right? What was that game called? Retro City? Mm-hmm. When we let
City Rampage?
When we let Kelvin play it, like, I was okay with that. Like, you're running over people, they're just sprites.
It's different. Like, yeah, it feels like a platform game when you run over somebody. But when you were running over somebody on Grand Theft Auto...
Yeah, it's not a cartoon anymore.
Blood splatter, the body's going over the car.
Those are real.
You're taking somebody out of the vehicle. Yes, you did that before, but you can see it a lot more clearly now.
I know. These are conveying real ideas.
I mean, as an adult now, I would look back. Like, if I was in that situation, I would say... Yeah, I don't know if kids should play this game. I don't know if this is going to affect them later on.
Right? This is how you steal a car.
But at some point, like, as a kid, you need to be exposed, or else you're just going to be worse when you finally do see whatever real life is.
Fucking like. Shell shock.
Yeah.
Fucking, a titty. What? How?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had moments like that. I think it was just... learning what a vagina is for me. I didn't learn that till I was like 14 or 13.
I just remember the classes in high school were super awkward.
Oh, at least they taught them to you. But I had a friend tell me about it.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. And I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. And I was like, what?
I grew up in the hood, man, and so did you. But like, at the time that I grew up, there was a lot more gang activity going on.
Yeah, I don't know why you were exposed to the neighborhood was so developmental at that age.
Yeah,
everyone calmed down now. Everybody moved out.
I remember I had I want to say like a friend, kid that we hung out with,
acquaintance,
a kid that we hung out with, and he would occasionally take porno magazines from his uncle's little drawer and sneak them out, and we all go look at them. Oh my god!
Whoa, vagina.
Yeah.
I get exposure. It's never how you plan it or anticipate. It just fucking hits you in the face.
Yeah, but I guess back to the point. I don't know if any games have any type of actual effect. It's kind of like music. Like, does it really have an effect on somebody to do something, or were they already going to do it?
I think it's going to be a mixture of, okay, you learn this information. What are you going to do with it? It is still, I'm pretty sure you hear it all the time, it's nothing new. Still the responsibility of the parent to be knowing what they're intaking. Like, even right now, Kelvin's on Fortnite. There's some...
Yeah.
It's not innocent, but... You're not at risk.
It depends too how you raise them. I think what's always crazy is when the parents are like, I don't know where he picked it up from. Like,
bitch, you.
Yeah.
Who else?
Yeah.
Or maybe you're not around enough.
Not showing up to the games or anything like that. Come on.
Yeah. Did mom and dad do that? They tried to.
They tried, but they were working really hard. They showed up to one basketball game, and I do remember like playing extra hard. And I remember making a 3-pointer. It was just like the most random thing too.
Yeah.
Then I was aiming for like net, and it was backboard, and by luck.
Sure. You saw that, Dad?
Effort, man. The effort got it in, man.
That's funny because Dad did the same thing. He showed up to one of my last swim meets.
Oh yeah.
I did terrible.
What?
Terrible.
With Dad watching, did you know he was there?
I don't think Dad knew at all who was swimming, where he was. I didn't know where he was.
He wasn't even trying to be there. He just showed up on accident.
He showed up. He showed up, and I was like, looking back on it.
Did it put more nerves or what? You're there in your little...
I don't know. My fucking Speedo.
Little Speedo?
They were Speedo jammers, so they were like up to the... above the thigh.
I'm not sure that makes it any better.
It's all tight. You get to see all of our
balls.
Fucking 17-year-old moose knuckles. All fucking tight because cold ass water. You're not...
So you don't feel like you did any better?
No. I felt... It felt nice to have Dad there.
Yeah.
And I think that's all it took away from me. I was like, all right, he showed up. He's here. You can leave. Like, I didn't want to hold them up.
Yeah. I went to... we went to our daughter's Christmas little performance that they have. And I got to say, if you ever have kids...
No.
It's the most god-awful performance that you'll ever see. But it's cute, and you kind of have to put a different lens on and be like, okay, I'm here for the kids. I'm here to support. And because I did see a little girl that her parents had shown, she was just bawling, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like more pressure to be there.
Yeah, this is her. If you're not there,
I enjoyed it. Like probably kind of towards the back end of it. Like I was like, okay,
after you get over it,
it's kind of cute. It's fun. But like, if these weren't your kids, you'd be like, God damn, turn it off. Like this shit is fucking horrible.
Which, from my perspective, I don't have kids. God, I hate all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know what? Like, now that I got the house and I have kids all around me, God, I fucking hate all that shit too. I'm becoming the cranky neighbor of like, dude, get the fuck off the road. Dude, why is the fucking
my lawn?
Yeah, well, they don't fuck with the lawn. They're at least respectful for that. But they have like a little basketball hoop there, and I'm like, oh,
you do have a narrow street.
Yes, it is narrow as fuck, and we have a condensed fucking neighborhood.
So this week we've had some pretty shitty weather, right? I don't know how it was in in your area, but I would say generally it was cold. It was
I enjoyed
wet. You like that weather?
Well, I didn't do anything outside. So.
Oh, okay. Well, for externally, I think it was a shit day to be outside.
Mm-hmm.
But it got me thinking, like, what kind of games would you recommend for a shitty? Because a shitty day outside is a great day inside.
Yeah, that's what I was like. What are you talking about? That was the best time.
Yeah. Well, you were at work, so I was like, I don't know.
No, wait, when was I at work?
This week, like.
This week?
Yeah, yesterday, Monday. Monday, the weather was kind of shitty. Tuesday.
I was just staying in.
I feel like it's just cleared up. Anyways, what are some games that you may recommend for what would be your go-to games for a cold, rainy, ugly outside weather day?
It's going to be very generic, but it's like the long games. The games that you can't sit down and fully enjoy and take in. That something has to happen. I mean, it's coming from like an adult mindset.
The long games.
The long games, which is, for me, the games that I haven't played is like the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, whatever, Brothership. I haven't been able to play that. It is a good game. I will say it's not perfect. The Zelda game.
By the way, did that deserve a 5?
No.
Okay.
No, like, I'm
5.
still like, it wasn't that bad. Maybe this fucker was trying to do what I was talking about with the review system, trying to change it all up.
Mm-hmm. We'll get to that.
And I was like, you can't do it here. You can't do it now. You have to reset everything. You're starting off on the worst game, a Mario game, to start setting your platform for that.
Yes. So you were saying a long game.
Long games. The Final Fantasy remake.
Ooh,
or
Final Fantasy game.
Yeah. RPGs. Fucking online, the Fortnites, the multiplayer games. If you're in, more than likely somebody else is also in. So
good point.
That right now, me and David, our cousin, I'm playing Smash with you. He actually just texted me right now. Smash with the eye emojis. He's ready.
Oh,
so
man.
like, I was like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm not doing shit either. I'm inside. So yeah, the multiplayer games, long-term games. Recommendations off the back of my head, I don't have any. Like,
okay. I thought you were gonna say Resident Evil. That's usually your go-to. When is Resident Evil your go-to?
Resident Evil 4?
Of course. I mean, what other Resident Evil are you playing?
Just dive in. Just dive in. Just go in. You feel like fucking roundhouse kicking and suplexing some fucking Mexican villagers.
It's one.
Yeah, go for it.
It's one of your carousel games, though.
Yeah, you just go in and out.
Yeah,
but
always in your top 10.
Always in my top 10. Always can go back. I haven't gone back in a while because I almost feel like guilty. Like, oh, I should be playing something else.
Why do you feel guilty?
Because I bought so much shit and I'm not playing it. And I'm like, well, I should be getting something out of every experience. And now that we're doing this, it's like, oh, I need to bring like new content, not just the old refined content. Like,
but I still think they should enforce it. I think if there's maybe like you can go into layers of a game of why you like it, you know, like instead of trying to be so there's already thousands of people out there trying to explore everything. And I think the beauty about this podcast is that for the most part it's been pretty natural. We do try to venture out, but also we already do it naturally every week. And we dabble in it, and if it's good enough, we'll get to it later. But if it's not, well, fucking going back to my go-tos. My mental spot is, now that we have this, it's giving me an extra push to go try new things. That way I can go talk about them. Like, I have a reason to go talk about these things now. Back to the just dabble and go into what you want. Smash Bros. His Ultimate is consistently bringing me back. And I think what it is maybe I got really good with one character, right? And then I was like, all right, cool. Drop the game. I come back and I was like, I want to be a fucking plant now. And now you could pick it up and I was like, oh, I fucking suck. But then you like 10, 20, 30 rounds, you're like, this is fun. I still suck like in the overall scheme, but I can play this new character.
So in terms of fighting games, Smash Bros. Ultimate always gives me back. It always has me a reason.
You know, it was Smash Bros. That got me back into fighting games.
It kicked
If
it
you
off?
think about it, yeah. Right?
Which one? Which one? Which Smash Bros?
Ultimate.
Yeah.
Recently.
You were like, I'm going to do it.
Because since playing Ultimate, I've got into Tekken. I've got into Guilty Gears. I've got into Third Strike, King of Fighters, Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur.
And the problem with fighting games is what you just mentioned, that you usually have your go-to character.
Yeah.
And that player took you a long time to get good at.
Why am I going to do it again?
Okay, and let's just say we're talking about one game right now. Smash Bros has 88 characters.
Yeah,
and they all play very differently. There are some that are common, but for the most part, they are different. Okay, so that's a feat in itself. Now you put on Tekken, which has what are we at? 8?
Tekken 8.
So there's 8 variations of this game, and they're probably all a little bit different. Mortal Kombat, as you mentioned, every Mortal Kombat is a little bit different.
It's very different. Like,
so even if you have your go-to Scorpion, Liu Kang, Sub-Zero,
who cares? You
gotta relearn it.
Which is nice. Once you like master a character, you're like, I want a new version of this character. That is like Ryu. Imagine if they changed them up just a little bit.
I mean, I feel like they do.
I feel like they can't though. He's the
well, it's
mashed potatoes.
It's kind of like It's like an Apple. Like, you know what you're getting. You can't leave the ecosystem. Why would you leave the ecosystem when you already know how it works here?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Is like, now I'm playing King of Fighters and I'm like, this is really good. But I don't know any of the moves. And so I look them up and I'm like, oh, okay. It's not just a quarter turn. You have to press forward, then quarter turn, or back quarter turn, or it's a full half turn. And it's like, okay, so you got to memorize those. And then each character is different again.
Do they have charge moves in King of Fighters?
I don't think so.
Okay. That's good. But kind of sucks because I've but got good at charge moves.
Yes.
And I'm like, all right, time to throw that shit away. And what the fuck was the point of a charge move to begin with? Like in terms of mechanics, who the fuck is when I first picked up a Super Nintendo controller and I was playing Guile, I was like, this guy has no fucking moves, but the fucking CPU is throwing sonic booms at me every fucking 5 seconds.
Zangief was like my top
retard.
Yeah, like I can't play him. I played Dhalsim all day before I get to Zangief.
Oh, long stretchy arms.
He was easy.
Yes, that is my special.
If you look at how to throw flames and how to teleport, you're like, oh, I don't know how to do that.
Right? Teleporting. For some reason, I was like, how do you teleport? Is that a quarter move?
I still don't know how
to. It's like a combination of buttons, I think. But anyways, moves. Learning characters takes fucking time, and usually I'm kind of, unless when we're playing Guilty Gear, we're just picking up characters. That was fun, but we had no expectations and we didn't have the idea to hone in.
So how do you fucking get good at all of these games? Like, I don't know if you I don't know if that's feasible.
For a fucking year until it falls off and your friends fall off, and then you have no one else to play with, and then you just keep going.
Yeah, that's pretty not for most people.
No, but there is like if you're a fighter gamer, you're always going to want to play a fighting game. That's what I've learned. Like, oh, I like fighting games. I always want to have one. Smash Bros has been that. Okay, it's in the background. Like I've always had a fighting game.
I forgot to mention another game that we always go to. Marvel vs. Capcom. Which, by the way, you think they're going to make a new one?
Maybe. Now that they have all this publicity, this like...
King of Fighters is on 15.
How? I don't even... Where's the rest of the 14?
We'll have to put on 13 here in a little bit, but I was really surprised that... I thought they went 3D. Maybe they did for a while, or maybe the latest are 3D.
I don't think they ever went 3D.
Even on Xbox 2003, I think maybe. I don't know. But I was playing King of Fighters 13. I was all, whoa, like sprite work at this day and age?
Yeah,
well, everybody's gone 3D, and here we are.
I think they stuck with it. They said, fuck you. I'm doing sprite work. We're already doing
Hell
it. We're
yeah.
good at it. We're going to stick with it. We're not doing Street Fighter where they're going 3D. And Street Fighter did 3D in a good way for 4. They did it for a couple other versions where they're like all polygon, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1 3D polygons. And that didn't look great. But once they went to Street Fighter 4, like where it's like... do you remember Street Fighter 4, their art style? Like it's a very bold art, inky.
I remember Ryu's like
the charge,
and he would
fucking break your fucking block every time. Like, how do I guard against this? You don't.
No, you don't.
You just take it, jump. King of Fighters, I think, stuck 2D, but I don't know enough of that game to know about it. But that's nice that they stuck to the guns. They still have 2D. I want to see good 2D art. Kind of like how we played Third Strike.
Yeah.
Like, man, the nights where we play it, the animation's so fucking buttery smooth.
And the music is really good, too.
When you hone in and you're just looking or appreciating, you're like, everything is nice to look at in this game. So nice.
So, next question. What do you, looking back when your early days, what was your favorite game growing up?
Favorite game growing up? Smash Bros. Melee, Smash Bros. Super Mario Sunshine. What was my favorite game?
Sunshine
was... Yeah, like, you know how like, everybody has their 3D Mario? That was mine. You had your...
People have been shitting on Sunshine lately.
It's not that bad.
And I've gone back and I was all, hey, man, maybe I did miss out on something. The little water jet pack.
Yes,
it's
the water...
cool.
It's kind of cool. It doesn't replace Mario 64, and that's what people wanted. They wanted Galaxy. And I was like, Galaxy was great. Pivotal games in my childhood, Super Mario World to a point, not as much as you. But it was... I preferred it to Mario 64 at some point. And that's how I really liked Mario 64.
Yeah.
Mario Karts, what were like games I played a lot? A lot of Zeldas. And
really?
they were all...
the Game Boy Zeldas?
All the Game Boy Zeldas.
Did you play both of them? What was it?
The
Seasons of Age? And
I didn't play those. I think I dabbled in. And then I think we had to return the game.
You were big on DS, though.
Yeah, ish. Man, I'm trying to remember. Mario Kart DS, that was cool. That was a good game. That was like a good 3D Mario.
Do you remember going to Blockbuster?
Yeah, like those were good times.
Okay.
Like,
I don't know if you had missed that window.
No, I was in it, but it was phasing out. Like you could tell, it was like nobody was coming here. There's a shitload of GameCube games nobody wants to rent out because everybody hates GameCube. I see the PlayStation 2 aisle with all the fucking games.
That was peak Blockbuster days. Peak
Yeah.
Hollywood video days. And then there was these little weird mom and pop shop type of rental places. There was one at Walmart. There was one in H-E-B. It was in the back section. And I think at one point when they closed down, they kind of liquidated all their games. They were the first ones to go.
Such a good time to buy shit. Yeah. Liquidation.
Yeah. One of the games I never returned, like, this is not a win. Yoshi Story for 64.
Dude, I remember there's something off with that. There's a label or something missing, and I was like,
It's like, why is this box different from the rest?
Yes, there's something different about it with the rest of the pack. And I'm like, oh well, it's here.
Yeah. Is it that bad? Like, if you go back and play it, I have not. So like,
I remember it was, and I remember I was like, I'll give it a chance, and I was like, God, this game's made for fucking babies.
Yeah.
Even back then, when
well, that's how I felt about Mario Galaxy, which is so odd because I play now like.
I was like, no.
It was my Grand Theft Auto days. Anything that was kiddish was like.
It was kiddish,
Wind Waker.
Yeah, it was fun. Wind Waker is good. I didn't get into Metroid Prime as much as I did into my later years, until I got older. But I remember Prime was fucking good.
What the hell got you into Metroid, by the way? Because Metroid's not a game you just find on your own.
Smash Bros. Introduced me to the character.
Oh, okay.
I was interested. I was like, this looks like a cool character. And I was like, oh, it's a girl. All right, interesting. Good twist. Like,
oh man, and if you were playing this game in the 80s and you found that out,
yeah.
Oh, by the way, big spoiler.
Yeah,
sorry to ruin it for you.
Oh, I was a dude. I looked up to him. My whole life's based on.
Oh man,
Samus says a him.
That was like a monumental moment in gaming.
I know
for the 80s.
Exactly how I got into Metroid. In Smash Bros. Melee, there's an intro.
Okay.
And in that intro, you see Samus fighting Ridley, and Ridley, in one of his fucking talons, grip, claws, has a Metroid in a jar in the container. Back then, oh man, like goosebumps. Back then, no idea what the fuck that was. And then now, thinking about it now, I'm like, dude, they just paid homage to Super Metroid. Like, and I didn't know a damn thing about Super Metroid. I had a moment where I was like, that's cool. I don't know what that is. And I was like, fuck it, Smash Bros. Melee. And then I was like, oh, this is based off a game. And I think it came on, they sold the game on the Wii Virtual Console or on some virtual console. And I was like, oh, let's try this out.
You know what's humbling? Smash Bros. The last one, Ultimate. You know why? Because of that same moment that you had right there.
Yeah.
I played Smash Bros. Thinking, like, oh, I'm a pretty decent gamer, right? Mm-hmm. I started going through all these characters. I don't know who the hell they are. And I realized, like, I don't know a lot about gaming right now.
Yeah. Inkling? Who the fuck is this guy?
Even Kid Icarus. Who's been around since the beginning, right?
You don't have Kid Icarus?
I don't have Kid Icarus.
That's a good game to have.
But I think where we played it? Maybe we played it on an emulator.
The Switch NSO. On the Switch.
Oh, was it NES edition, the championship?
No.
We didn't
Maybe.
Play?
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
It is. It's on there, but it's on the Switch NES emulation.
So there's a lot of games that you, I guess you don't really know until they kind of put it in your face and tell you, hey, motherfucker.
This has been here for 30 years.
Who is this character?
Yeah. Pit was introduced in Smash Bros. Brawl. And he was kind of a unique, cool character back then. Because I was like, whoa, like, cool angel dude with an arrow. Yeah, it looks goofy. But then you compare him in Smash Bros. To what he looks like in fucking NES, and like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
They like did a whole makeover.
Yeah,
on
they
him.
did. And sometimes I think they whenever they have a makeover, they kind of take that and they just run with it.
Yeah.
What was it called? World Championship. That was called the NES.
Ah, yes. They need
that game. Even introduced me to NES games I didn't know.
Ice Climbers and Balloon.
Was it Balloon Fight?
Balloon Fight with something with a balloon.
Yeah.
Just like throw a picture.
Ice Climbers. That was fun.
Yes. It had its unique because of the way it controlled its mechanics. That in itself was a game. Like once you're not jumping like Mario. And back when they had a demo on Smash Bros. Brawl, you'll play these NES games for under 2 minutes or a duration. And Ice Climbers is one of them. And I was like, dude, this game fucking sucks. It plays nothing like Mario. And then I'm like, oh, it's not fucking supposed to play like Mario. It's its own game.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay, get the jumping mechanics down, and you'll get better.
Yeah.
And you'll have a better time.
It is frustrating when you're first learning, but did you notice? Well, of course you noticed, but the sliding mechanism or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's so slippery.
But that's an interesting effect that they added to a lot of NES games. Megaman had that too.
Did he? Did you have a slip?
I think there's stages where the floor's wet or icy, and you're going like that. Like, but how do you program that code into a game?
Similar topic. His little foot, where he does a little step.
Who?
Mega Man. He does a little foot tap.
Oh.
We'll look back on it, but
okay.
If you tap on a controller, he does a little foot wiggle. It's just for you to like get your spacing like down.
To kind of know where you're gonna jump off of.
He's standing still, but you see his foot like 2 pixels move, and he's like just slowly approaching. And then now looking back on it, I'm like, a lot of games, if you tap forward, your fucking momentum goes straight
right
to like 0 to 100.
0 to 100.
You're there. games like that where you don't think about it, but like it's revving up and then going. Yeah, it's analog or it's zeros and ones, but there's a lapse in time where like, hey, the momentum or the slipperiness does impact on how you feel jumping.
Super Mario World has that build up momentum effect.
Yes.
Like you start off slow, and that's why you have to hold down. You have to run.
Yeah.
You have to get a bit of a head start before you can build that momentum and make that jump.
And you don't realize it, but that's why jumping feels so good in Super. Also, you can pull back on Mario's jump once you fly off. You can slow him down, or you can accelerate him forward. Other games like, you're committing to a straight trajectory, and those games feel disgusting. You have no control.
It's kind of like the NES Marios.
Yeah,
those are
Donkey Kong. Like when you jump over barrel, you're committing to those like 20 frames of jumping. Like
you're not go back. You can jump and halfway change your mind.
Oh, but it's so hard. Like, ugh.
The thing about Donkey Kong that kind of compensates for it is the roll.
He rolls?
We're talking about Donkey Kong Country? What are you talking
Donkey Kong, like fucking barrels and Mario going up.
Oh, NES.
Donkey Kong Country.
Fuck that game, man.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? You can control. No, Donkey Kong NES.
It depends what era we're talking
Mario jumping over a barrel. You're committing.
Yes.
Jump now.
Yes.
Don't stop until you finish the jump. That's what the command is. Donkey Kong Country, yes, you have absolute control.
Was it Super Mario that kind of introduced that forgiving factor?
Yeah, it was who gives a fuck about realistic jumps? Just make the jump more controllable.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole point of you interacting with the game.
Yeah.
Having control. You don't fucking think about any of that while you're playing. You're just like, I need to jump here to here. But some games make jumping feel gross and some better.
I guess that's the beauty of, what is his name? He's kind of the guy who gets all the credit for Zelda and Mario.
Miyamoto.
As you look back in history, you realize his contributions.
Whole team.
Okay,
I did it. Konami.
He was the lead, and the lead should be the front man, but they always make it seem like he was the only one. When there's
Miyamoto, the greatest developer, I'm like,
and then
he's probably one of the greatest lead
there was
developers.
12 engineers, right, or 12? What are they called?
Lackeys, developers.
But then there's probably hundreds of little grunts that are making all the tiny little sprite work. So there's a whole team, but it's funny how the hierarchy goes, and only one guy gets all the credit. And maybe I will say, like, he probably did drive the direction.
Yes.
And say, no, we shouldn't go that way. I know you want to make money. I know you want to publish this, but we've got to honor the gaming of it.
Yes, absolutely right. And I even think he gives his team credit. Like, there's no way he's going to rise to the top and say he did it by himself. He's going to be, like, lifting his people up.
I think he did give credit, and I think they even tried to, but the audience only has so much capacity to...
Yeah, Nintendo and team, no.
It's like Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah.
He gets all the credit, and he's probably not even doing the work, but he is driving the direction of where it goes.
He is in it. He is, like, fully committed into it.
And what was his name again?
Miyamoto.
He really, like, when you watch the interviews with him, he really does have that insight of connecting with the player in a way that most people don't connect or don't even understand. Like you were saying, Mario, that jump, like the colors, just the way it introduces, or even remember you were saying on what was it, Metroid Prime, they took away one of the scenes when it's loading up. They went from like Nintendo.
The Dolby.
Yeah, they took out the...
They don't have Dolby because of that.
Normally they give credit to the sound quality, right?
And
they're like...
Yeah, it's part of the contract that you need to expose them for 5 seconds. And he's like, no. Can't lose them. No. Sound quality, just out the window.
But fuck, it's almost crazy to have that level of insight because you're almost disconnected, because you almost see the Matrix entirely.
Yeah, and I'm
so
like,
the people who are in the Matrix and just want to play a game,
bro, just give me my fucking steak.
Yeah, just give me my steak. And
like, you don't know what it took to fucking program this steak.
Yeah,
like
I have to make every detail important for you. Like,
I had to make you I had to make you fucking wait for this steak to get cooked. Like, that's all part of it. You don't think about it. You're there, you're waiting, the presentation, the waiter coming in, or in this case, the game presenting to you all these pictures and colors. Like, it is starting you up.
So I guess it is a little bit like the Matrix. If you're in any form of the development, you're probably ruined for gaming.
Yeah, no,
like, you can't enjoy any fucking game.
Growing up, I wanted to be a game tester. Play all the games. Fuck no, you're playing busted up versions of games. Like, imagine your first experience of Super Metroid or Metroid Prime was testing the game.
It's turning a hobby into a job.
Yes, you ruined all the fun. You're ruined. Your virginity ruined.
Damn.
Like, it's taken away. But yes, their mindset's fucked. Like, how they can never play a Mario game how we play a Mario game.
Yeah,
maybe
innocently.
Yes, innocently. Like, oh, this is so great. They have to look for that elsewhere. But yes, their mindset, 100%. Lead needs to carry it. But yes, the team. There's so many people working on it, and this one person drove this fucking train.
With that in mind, what makes a game iconic then?
In what sense? Just in general, like breaks.
Well, you're talking about the development of it all. What makes it iconic? What is iconic for gaming?
What is iconic for gaming? When, like,
I guess
when the world stops.
Yeah. and cries.
And cries. Everyone cries. You made me cry.
Yeah.
I think and that sounds stupid, like 9 out of 10. Why did it make me cry?
Yeah.
That's a
high expectation, but that's anyways.
I think when a game can make the world stop, can make meets a level of iconic. Like, okay, everyone's playing this. Everyone's playing fucking Flappy Bird. Everyone's playing fucking Pokemon Go.
Pop culture then, maybe?
Yeah, you're breaking, you're trend setting now.
Okay.
Let's come over and play Nintendo. What? Let's come over and play PlayStation 5.
There's got to be no higher reward than that as a developer.
Yeah.
To know that your game was iconic. And it doesn't matter how much money you made. It's kind of like
the tissue Kleenex thing, Band-Aid. Like, you're
I was gonna say Solid Snake, like David Hayter, forever. Doesn't matter how much he gets paid, forever loved by the fans. You show up anywhere with this game, people praise you.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You're at praise level.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did Metal Gear ever stop the world by my definition of iconic? I don't think so. But it is iconic in some sense. Like, there's a whole culture of people that know.
I feel like Metal Gear is kind of like a niche community, but it broke that niche community, and it did enter very popular territory, but it's still not for everybody.
Yeah, I don't think Metal Gear Solid ever reached that Super Mario level, that Mortal Kombat level. Like, everybody knew what the game was. But as far as
voice acting, I think David Hayter is one of the best.
Yes, like, you try to put voice acting and gaming together, you got fucking Super Mario, what's his name? Fucking some name.
For what?
For the voice actor for Super Mario.
Oh, nobody knows his name, but everybody knows him.
Yes, fucking Let's Go.
And it's unfortunate that he recently left.
But that dude's fucking...
You can tell.
That dude's fucking old.
Yeah, but you can tell the new Mario, it's a different voice acting.
Yeah, well, once you play Super Mario Wonder and you're looking for it, yeah.
So iconic is anything that stops the world, breaks norms, gets everybody in, introduces something new to the world.
Guitar Hero, I'm looking at it right now. Okay. That was iconic. Like, it set a trend. I knew people just had Guitar Hero in the room.
It could get anybody in too.
Anybody in.
Yeah.
I don't think VR hit that yet.
No. I think back to your question about Metal Gear. I don't think the game was iconic. I think the characters, some of them were iconic.
Snake,
Ocelot.
but like iconic in a sense, like, oh, my coworkers know, somebody knows. That's reaching pop culture.
It's like if you're popular in gaming, not popular in everyday community. It's not the Kleenex or McDonald's. It's not the name brand household name.
But you know about it, and like if you're a gamer or if you're a
real gamer, absolutely.
Yeah,
you could be almost any gamer.
Like if you're a real car enthusiast, you know this brand or this manufacturer.
If you're a car driver, yeah, outside of driving to work, you know about that car.
So how we define iconic.
I can't say that it broke it, but that gets me thinking about also like, well, what makes a game so great? But how do you rate the game then? The age old question of what's 1 through 10.
I hate the system. You always hear me talk about it.
Yeah.
A 1 to 5 system is not perfect, but better than that. And if I can replace a 1 to 5 point system, even better.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to do it. I hate everyone getting fucking 70s. I'd rather give you a 3 out of 5. I think 3 out of 5 is more fair than a 70. A 70 puts you at 4 out of 5, almost, or 4.5. Like, stop giving me halves.
Yeah.
Like each point needs to mean something, in some sense.
So you were telling me the other day that Spawn Wave had a criticism against anything 5 or less. Like why does 5 and less even exist?
Yes, nobody touches that area. Nobody's gonna give your game a 30, a 40, like that's nobody wants to insult you. They just want to criticize your game.
Yeah,
30 is insulting. Like you get a 30 on anything, 30 out of 100, it's failing.
Yeah,
30 versus a 60, well, you fail more.
50 out of 100 is failing. 60 out of 100 is failing.
And that's where Brothership, like you gave Brothership a 5 out of 10, that's failing.
All right, so give context to the game. What is Brothership? What's the origins of this game? Why was it so monumental?
It continued Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo went from... Super Mario got his first RPG on the SNES.
Yes.
And then they went to Nintendo 64, lost the rights because it's Square Enix, and Square Enix went to PlayStation.
I didn't know that.
Final Fantasy VII was... All the Final Fantasies were with Nintendo. Final Fantasy VII, they're like, I want to do... Or, yeah, it was 7. I want to do something fucking great. But I'm limited by your shit cartridge because I can't fucking put anything on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on 3 fucking disc PlayStation.
Yeah.
And there's a recent video or discussion on how they fucking got Final Fantasy to the PlayStation. Because remember, PlayStation's a new fucking console. It's the new guy on the block. How the fuck did they get Final Fantasy OG with Nintendo? Mm-hmm. They were these... I need to go and look up the video, but from when I got it, a team of what are they? There's the developers, and then there's the music or marketing developing team.
Okay.
Their job is completely different from developing the actual game. Marketing versus developing. Marketing, you're socializing. You're talking to people. You're trying to make connections. You're trying to make deals.
Yeah.
So, from what I'm aware of, they were fucking going out with these group of people with Square Enix, trying to build relations and trying to convince them that, hey, PlayStation, come on, just try us out, hop over. Nintendo doesn't want you, or you don't want...
It's Sony, baby.
It's Sony, baby. Like, come fucking build your game how you want it. With this format, and we have all the memory. I'm like, oh, but Nintendo, like, we're homies.
Yeah.
But you get enough drunk nights, and you party with them. You start connecting with people. You start making relations and promises, and contracts and negotiations. Like, you're in. And that's how they struck the deal, like by consistent negotiation and just like taking them out.
Tenacity,
like,
just
nonstop.
nonstop.
Come on, let's go have some drinks. You start getting chummy. Oh, you start listening more. And that's all it is. It's just people trying to listen or trying to communicate ideas.
Man.
And I think it's just like a series of just a whole bunch of drunk nights just fucking trying to get together and trying to do something.
Nintendo never wants to drink with me.
But you're always here for me. 5 nights in a row. Like, what are you doing? Make the game already. But I
didn't even think about that. How Nintendo had 1 through 6, and that out of nowhere they just split off. And in my mind, it's just normal that 7 is part of PlayStation.
It's part of it. But that's why I
didn't even think like Nintendo didn't get 7.
Dude, that's why they celebrate that game so much. It's a fucking win for Sony. They got.
So, is 7 hyped, or is it actually a great game? Because 8, they say, is a good game, but I feel like
unrepresented.
Yeah, was 7 overly represented, which kind of put it on the pedestal?
I think both.
Yeah.
It was such a great game. It's like saying, is Mario a great game?
Yeah,
yeah, it is, and it deserves its hype. But there's other games like Star Fox that also deserve hype. It's just that it was first to the party. It did it the best, and now you're trying to follow up. It's like Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, it's probably a better game, and they probably did some better stuff and different stuff. But the OG is always overshadows. Once you pioneer something, you're that guy. You're it.
You would think, it shouldn't be a big deal to make this, but better. And no, it's not.
Fuck no. It's like,
especially if you're rewriting the story or adding a whole another chapter to it.
And I feel like they did good with the story. And again, this is just playing a third of the fucking game.
Yeah.
If that, on the PlayStation. They did a good job. And that's that.
The music is what I think ultimately captivates you in it.
And going back to like, what Miyamoto's like, what they're thinking, they're also thinking music. If the sound, like you've sat through a game without audio, it's fucking like a drag. It's boring, or the mood's not set.
It builds up the suspense for Final Fantasy.
Yes, like
the fight scenes get a lot more dramatic.
Yeah, imagine all that with no music. Like, God, fuck, that's boring.
No,
it adds layers, but to the point. Final Fantasy. What was the original question? I got off.
Were we on rating?
Yes, we're on ratings. You're asking. All right, my bad. We went off topic.
This was your fault this time.
Okay, so Mario's first RPG was with Square Enix and Super Nintendo. They lost Square Enix, and people still wanted a Mario RPG. Paper Mario.
You brought me back. Now I know what the hell we're talking about.
Paper Mario.
Yes,
is the first Nintendo by itself independent RPG. Then they make it to Mario fucking on the GameCube, Thousand Year Door, the one they remade.
Okay.
And then I don't know, I forgot which one came first. I think they're both out around the same time. Then there's a Game Boy Advance version of Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, which is a RPG, but it's like action. It's the same thing, but more actiony, more jumpy.
Isn't that one supposed to be kind of like their one of their greats?
That's their GOAT right there. And it follows, since it's sprite work.
Yeah.
And it's not doing Paper Mario things. It's like very close to the Super Nintendo. It's very different.
Okay.
But they're back to sprite work. They're back to the adventure, the story, and that's the one that sets it off. Now, Mario and Luigi becomes a franchise, and they fucking milk it, and they run it dry, and then they fuck it up, and then there's another developer that picks up the studio. There's a studio that always did the game. They fell off, and then another studio picked it up, and that's why it's like, okay, pick up the mantle, the torch. All right, let's see what you do. And people felt so insulted that, oh, this is a 5, and you play the game, and it's like, it's not that bad. It's not a 5. In my mind, what a 5 means.
Yeah.
Like the game runs. It's not the best.
What do you think could have made that game be a 5? Like if you're trying to put it yourself in that user's perspective,
you're expecting Astrobot. Like, you're expecting Mario Galaxy.
I mean, I don't play that game. Even I know, like, not to expect it. I would expect more nostalgia out of that game than I would something revolutionary.
It almost insults your nostalgia because it's like, no, we're doing a little bit different this time. Like, don't expect the nostalgia.
The style was interesting. That they had this, like, purple hue to it. I don't know if I like that, but we're going with something different.
The animation, though, is fucking clean. Yeah. Like, the amount of work they've put to moving Mario or their moves or the flashing animation when they hit something.
Estoy cansado.
Dude.
Okay, last part.
Put you on a spot. You buy that VR headset?
Nope.
150.
No, I tried. I reached out. And no response.
Fucker.
Oh, okay. This is the season. Tis the season for scammers. It is at an all-time high right now. So Mercari has had a lot of issues lately with people, which is weird because you're like, you don't get the money until the person rates the game or the product.
Yes, you have like a period.
But you only have 3 days. So I think what they're counting on is that you stall so long, the funds go through, and then that's it.
Yeah.
The person's gone. On websites for like, my wife Kim, she bought some auto parts, and we're like, oh, it's a little bit cheaper on this site. I've never been on it, but it looks legit. Mm-hmm. Purchase the parts. Weeks go by. We're like, hey, when are you gonna? I didn't realize this, but it sends you a message like, bear with us. The tracking number will be sent soon. Mm-hmm. Send it again. Like, hey, it's been another week. What's going on? You get the same message. And then if you say, well, hey, I want to cancel it. Well, thank you very much. And then it just like closes out. And you call, go straight to voicemail. And I was like, well, how are they winning? And I think what they're doing is they're counting on people
not fucking following up.
Not following up, forgetting, something happens, boom, they take your money and they go.
Yeah.
And the same thing is happening with gaming right now. I think there's a lot of scammers, so be careful. Make sure that you go on a legitimate website.
Reputable, or the seller is reputable and has some type of reviews behind them.
And if you can, use your credit card.
Because you will get reimbursed.
Yes, it's a lot easier to get reimbursed
for your bank's money.
But if you do it on debit, it's your money and you're screwed.
I feel like I'm pushing more for that.
All right, so this is separate. This is your Chili's money.
Whoa! I thought you forgot about this.
No, I didn't forget about it.
I felt bad because I put it back. I postponed it. Badass. You should have waited till Christmas, and that would have been like good enough.
This is yours.
Okay. I was like, did he fix it? No.
Oh, if you want me to, I can try. I can try to fix it.
Yeah, I say try.
This is, I'm telling you, I need like a little bag.
The little stocking.
Check it out.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you. Have you opened it?
Maybe.
Yeah, you have. Oh, fuck this one. What are we doing with it? Opening? Unboxing?
Yeah, if you want to.
We should do an official unboxing. Man. Oh, sweet. All the packaging's there. All right, let's try to keep it as...
I wanted to ask you, what's up with these cards right here?
They are AR cards. When these cameras, they would pick it up, and you would have like a 3D monster. So you'd have it up, and you would have something floating here, 3-dimensionally.
Damn!
It'll track it, and you have like a monster or some coins. And
is that kind of like the toys? What do they call it?
It's the face raiders.
Oh,
you can.
No, I don't know. What are the little toys? Ambino or
Amiibos.
Amiibos? Is that kind of the similar thing?
Yes. Young adult. That's what it says. Sorry. That's my face.
Nice.
No. AR. So terrible.
Do you have the 3D on?
Oh.
I don't know if the camera will pick it up with 3D. It's funny because there's like a little bit of lag.
Cool.
So, I wanted you to check this one out real quick. Now you got to get going.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, cool.
Couple reasons why I bought this.
It has a shell on it already.
Clean. It's got the shell. It's the new 3DS XL.
Charged.
It's charged. Everything looks
gotta
clean.
like come into the shell.
He had a screen protector. He's got the case protector and he's got the screen protector.
So it's like playable and protected.
So everything, and it's been played. So it's not like it was a lot of these Japanese 3DSs are just.
Oh, and it was modded.
And it was modded.
Sweet.
And one game I asked him to put on there, Metal Gear Solid.
On the 3DS? Oh, it's right here. Badass. You know about the nub stick right here?
It's a C-stick, right?
Yeah, that's your...
But I haven't been able to use it.
Yeah, most games didn't really use it.
Okay.
They're like, hey, it's there. I'm like, I'm not gonna do anything with it. That's cool.
Hey, but you letting me play that 3DS pushed me on the edge of this.
Yes.
And you know, these aren't cheap, but I was like, if I'm gonna get one,
you're gonna get one.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one. I will say with these already run like $300, especially these. So if you can find one in box for an extra 100, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, might as
It's
well.
always nice to have everything with the box manual.
I'm surprised people fucking had it for that long.
The world was split into two, east and west.
That's crazy.
The beginning of the era called the Cold War.
It's like 1-to-1 for now. Like they probably low res. They definitely low resed on the graphics, but
Yes.
Jack, I've got some.
Gameplay is interesting.
Did it use the buttons as a camera?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it. Fuckers. They did the same thing for Peace Walker. The face buttons were. This is the worst way to play part 3.
Is this my water or yours?
That is yours. I never poured any. Alright, I already know how it starts. That's probably what I know about it. Because, like, look at that. That's fucking dog. But, I mean, the achievement of getting it from PlayStation 2 to this thing. Oh, nice. Gross.
Yeah. Did you start a new file?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering why you're playing this writing.
Because I hit. How the fuck do you?
It's funny if, well, I guess it's not funny, but interesting how, like, depending on what you select as what Metal Gear you like is what is where it starts you off.
God, this is so
So
dumb.
if you put, I love all the games, they don't even try to hide anything.
Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory. Somebody might be listening in.
I don't know if I enjoyed this game on 3DS.
No. Might as well play it on the Switch.
It's cool, but I don't know if it's something worth having.
No, this definitely isn't.
But the 3DS normally right now is like a pretty good system to get into right now. Most of the games are cheap. You can usually find them in box for about $25-$30.
That's crazy. You put the plastic, you put a little condom on it.
Yes. And I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that as
Right, I wouldn't do it.
secondhand user.
That's nice. Hopefully the adhesive doesn't ruin it, though.
You know, it wasn't that long ago that these were out.
No.
Like, they stopped selling these maybe like 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Fuck you.
But now if you try to get one, man, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Funky, right?
Dude, how do you even crawl?
press down on the D-pad.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, I know. I kind of want to like remap all the controls.
Oh, nice. You can crawl. Look at that.
And you can look around. I would say that is nice.
Or you can look around in other versions of the game.
Yeah, but not the original.
Yeah.
PS2?
Yeah. You have to the
I don't think
substance.
so. Yeah, but not the original.
Yeah, but that's close enough.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to fucking find.
Which is kind of like, well, you could have done this the whole time.
What?
Remove the fixed camera. I think it was kind of one of those like director's mindsets. Like, I want you to play the game this way.
No. Don't tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm back over here. God, that's so disorientating. Dude, this is so dumb.
Right? It's funky.
Like, I know how to play this game. The map's on the bottom. Oh, I need a fucking... Really? All the action buttons are to the D-pad, huh?
Yeah. Anyways, we're going to finish up on the podcast. I'm going to keep recording on here, and we'll add this all later.
Badass.
Good with that?
Yep.
All right. See you guys.
Later.
I see you've retrieved your...
Come on. Oh my god, this intro sucks.
You can hold on the right here. The next button. But you still have to go through everything.
Why?
I mean, if you played this game, what time is it?
9:18.
I just want to get your first take on this game. A lot of loading on this game.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you know what, I mean, think about what it's doing. There we go.
Nice. Oh, and you can change when you're sighting in. On here, you can change what type of view you want.
Oh, like downside. So this is doing a lot what Peace Walker did.
Okay.
It is Peace Walker engine with.
I see.
With part 3.
So then you're at least somewhat familiar.
Yes, because I had to do this bullshit and I wasn't too happy.
Sight in, you see at the bottom. On the bottom screen, yes.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it.
Dude, I did find the aiming, like, I didn't play it that long. You've already played more than I have.
Mm-hmm.
But pressing buttons on the right side to aim, I think there's an auto aim.
Yeah, there is auto aim. Oh, close.
I'm just thinking like fighting bosses. The fear.
The fear. Crap. Ow. DMX.
Have you played Kid Icarus on 3DS?
Mm-mm. One of the few games I have
on here.
Oh, that's nice. Damn. Be nice to mod this, but I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I only have a few.
Your present.
Shut the fuck up. Just want to fucking choke somebody out. So fucking jog. Nice, the buttons.
You said they have DS games on emulation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I've played a few of them.
Oh, shit.
I'm just thinking, like, as I'm recording right now, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah.
But at least this way you see, most of the time you just see what's on screen. At least on here you can see how you're actually playing and how you have to maneuver your hands and the options that it gives you. I think when you're just watching this get like uploaded, you don't really see how difficult it could be to play this fucking game.
Dude, yes.
What's CQC? Okay, what is it?
R.
Nice. Could you get used to this?
Yeah. They've had a whole game for it. Had a whole game for it.
Ugh, that sucks. I hate that. Aiming. Fuck you.
Alright. The frame rate's tanking.
Boy, too much.
Arr! There's some.
I'm tired, man.
God. Stun. Cool.
It plays pretty smooth.
Yeah. Kelvin's favorite part.
Yeah. He did that to me today. He's gonna speak.
I just fucking force grabbed him. That's fine. He's still over
Once
here.
you get CQC down, I mean, you just become an animal in this game.
Oh yeah. Look at this fucking
Yeah.
pussy.
Like,
Speed.
stealth? Nah, I'll just murder everyone.
Yeah, with my hands.
I see him.
I see him.
More. I'm gonna take a nap forever.
God damn! You saw that? You grabbed him from over there. You kind of have to. You kind of like give people a break.
It does look like it's being a little bit more forgiving.
Oh. Ah! Yeah, dude, I grabbed him from too far.
Yeah.
Like,
3 meters away. How? We gotta keep it fun.
I'm Snake. Oh, Yoshi instead of the.
What?
Yeah, they couldn't do the frog, so they did a Yoshi.
Wait, why couldn't they do the frog?
It's a PlayStation thing.
Oh.
What was that? Saw that? You saw how much fucking button shit I had to do. If you had an itch and all you had is fucking 3DS, fucking Snake, Metal Gear, all those are words.
But you didn't say that for Ocarina of Time.
Okay, do they have Ocarina of Time on this?
They do. Go for it.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I played enough of this already.
Okay. Dude, this game, so much
On the 3DS?
time. Dude, that's all I had. And I said, fuck a Wii U at the time.
There's some good games on here. As you saw, Sonic on there.
There's the only game I got.
It should be on the left side of the games. It should be a Hyrule Shield.
Dude,
Yeah.
I just want to run it. Hopefully it's quick. Playing these kind of games on here, it's so nice because
Yes.
the screen is compressed. You know when you blow up a fucking SNES game and it just looks like crap? Nice, and they kept it, the ratio. Terabytes. Back then?
Back then. Volume's all the way up, right?
Yeah. Where's my 3D?
Not a loudspeaker, but I guess you can always hook up some headphones.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Damn, there's some headphones on this. Oh my god, you get lost.
I will say this is better playing it on here than it is on my fucking PlayStation Portal. So much fucking lag.
Really?
Yeah, even with good Wi-Fi.
Oh my god. I really want to give the Portal so much credit, especially for being modern.
Well,
Ooh, this feels like, oh, it's just kind of like the natural.
okay. Nope. Just gonna get it. And dude, playing on the stick is not bad.
Hey, that was going to be one of my questions for today. Stick or D-pad?
On the 3DS, it depends.
Just you, like in general.
Usually D-pad, but if the
Like
stick is good enough, like it is right now, I don't mind it. I'm not like the stick is the only way to truly play a game. It's more like, can the stick give you enough control?
Yeah, I noticed that on some fighting games, I'll go between between stick and D-pad.
Because this D-pad sucks because it's so fucking low.
Mm-hmm.
So like, fuck it. Like ergonomically, yeah, this kind of already sucks. But God, this is so good, dude. This Bondi. Okay.
Got enough?
I
I just want to see you run.
Ocarina.
Yeah. No, that's not it. There's another one.
That's a good one. That one's cool. Not
Triforce.
Right here.
Yep.
So this
Some
is
of these intros, they pull your strings, and I'm like, oh man, I want to play everything.
Dude. Dude, back when the Wii U sucked dick, this was
Holding it down.
yes. Like,
oh, wow.
like, you know, the husband
I've
lost
never
the
seen
job
this intro, by the way.
in 3D.
My phone.
So
watch it through the phone, and it's different from the phone.
oh
that I
yeah.
hear.
Oh yeah.
That looks clean though, man.
Whatever. Nuke it after.
Mm-hmm. No doo-doo, no caca, no.
Just going straight. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Man, this looks really good.
Yeah. This is good.
Obviously, I'm comparing the 64 version.
64 version still holds, but
This was very well done.
yes, but it's stuck on here.
Mm.
Is it on Switch? Nope. Like I said, while Wii U was fucking taking a dump over there, the Switch was carrying. And that's how they had like their business model of like, well, if one console fails, we still have another to pull in revenue. So basically, like, you know,
To have the balls to say, I'm going to combine both these.
well, when this thing was fucking selling and the other thing wasn't, make this better. Make this do what, like, the reason that everyone's buying it, make it do it better. Once you try to take this out the 3DS, it looks like fucking crap, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, now you're stretching out the image. It's not fucking upscale. The art
Looks
style.
like it was made for this.
Yes, it was. And it's actually made for the 3D effect.
Oh. I wonder what resolution, what aspect ratio that is.
Small. The aspect ratio is
It's not 16:9, is it?
it's wide, but I don't know how wide.
It looks like wider than 16:9.
Oh, that's so cool. It's doing two things. It's giving you nostalgia and it's telling you what the 3DS can do.
Get it on 3D?
No.
Get it on 3D? See, I'm gonna see if I can. Is it on 3D?
Mm-hmm.
Wall capturing all your things. I was just trying to see if it would maybe capture some of it, but I don't think so. Nah.
You need to have two sources of video.
Two eyeballs.
Yes, exactly. There's two cameras. See them?
Hey, Link, why do you do that?
What are you moaning? Something I never fucking got down was fucking going past the intro. Oh, nice.
Damn.
Ah! His own fucking house.
This is the first time I've seen this game.
Ever?
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time I've seen it on a 3DS.
I only know this for 64. That's why I'm like, the motion of it all is really well done. Oh my god. That is good.
Fuck you. Nice. 30 frames per second.
See, this isn't one of those, like, if this is your only way to play it. This is a better way to play it.
Look at that. Damn, this is so good. Crispy.
Mm-hmm.
But there's things like, why is this a fucking square? Why is that a geometry? Because it's doing...
Yeah.
It's respecting the source.
We didn't make everything better.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But like... Things like made sense back in the 64 era. Oh, that's funny. He does a little lean.
Did 3DS have an Ocarina time? Like their
Zelda?
own, their new Zelda?
That wasn't 3D. It was Link Between Worlds.
That's what I'm saying. They don't have anything like this.
Nah, this was it.
I did see that Link Between Worlds was their big seller for the 3DS.
Yeah, it was good. But you probably already Linked to the Past out.
Not really. I just don't stick with it.
If you can't stick with that one, you should play this one. Love.
That looks so good though, man. I'll have to put it side by side of the 64 version so you can really see how well made this was.
I still like the art style or design that the 64 holds because it's doing what it can. Like,
yeah.
Like in 3DS, if you had full like control, you would make these round. But since you got to respect the source material, they have to be square.
Yeah, I just like how nothing's glitchy.
No, everything's smooth.
Yeah.
He's not like moving at
It's not choppy.
Star Fox
It's
frames.
not directed on just one angle. Like it's
Oh, that's cool. Look, it's 3D instead of 2D.
nice.
Like, you know, it'll just be like a plane. Yeah. It's just like a texture. Well, none of the textures are fucking like spread out where it looks all like doo-doo.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Damn it. Alright. That was good.
All right.
Where is it? Just gonna run it quick. It's gonna be nothing crazy. But just so you see. You have to play this game at some point. I recommend it.
Okay.
Like, since you played Link to the Past, you should play this.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, 2013.
It was absolute a follow-up.
I don't give a fuck. Just begin. fuck, I put finger marks.
As long as they're not permanent. Like, if that fingerprint stayed forever, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll let you play nothing again.
No. 3D also makes sense. Like if you're doing it.
Oh, yeah. Man, if you could capture that on a phone, that'd be nice.
Come on, let me move.
I asked you last time, do you think that they'll ever make anything like this again? I mean, I don't see it happening either.
Like a gimmicky console, like with 3D functions and all this shit? No.
3D is really cool when you never seen it, but then it does kind of hurt your eyes after a while.
You get tired of it. Oh yeah, by the way.
I guess because you're looking at it cross-eyed. It like changes the focus of your eyes and it strains your vision.
It will strain your eyes. And then once you get slightly out of focus, you're like, oh shit. Like you got plugged out for a bit. You're so in it. It took you out so hard. The whiplash effect gets like you going up, it's kind of already like
you got unplugged from the Matrix for a second, then you get put right back in. You notice that something's off.
Yeah. Okay, it wants me to do things.
All good. I think you get the gist.
Yes. Just want to show you how buttery it is. And then you have this. God, this is so cool.
They made use of it in a great way. I noticed a lot of DS games didn't know what to do with this bottom part.
It's a map.
I just need a top. Why are you making me use this bottom section?
Yeah, extra screen.
And then, of course, like some DS games, you play on the bottom screen. Some you play on the top. It's nice to have that flexibility, but there was nothing standard. And I could imagine people were just like, dude, I don't know what to put on here. Here's the start menu. Yeah, that's buttery.
Yeah, Link to the Past, right? Link to the Past.
Link to the Past.
Just, on a 3DS.
Little Between Worlds.
And they kept the pun, too. Everything's the same. Well, more or less. The fucking blacksmith, all this other shit.
It reminds me of that new Zelda game. The one you put a little bit of time into.
Okay.
All right. That's a wrap, guys.
Memory lane.
See you guys later.